Hi everyone, I'm Hannah and welcome to an introduction to Zentangle. Zentangle is a mindful meditative art form. It's easy to learn, it's fun to do, and it's suitable for everybody that can hold a pen. So today I'm going to show you the basic steps to get you started. And to do that, the materials we need are a black Micron fine liner pen if you have one. If not, a black biro or a black gel pen, a black pencil, an earbud, and a square of card. Now this is an official Zentangle one, which measures 9 centimeters square. But if you don't have one, you can always cut a square out of white card or draw a square in your notebook. So if you'd like to pause the video, get your materials ready, and then we'll begin. So now we have all of our materials. I hope you're sitting comfortably. We're going to start with the black pencil and the front side of the tile. And we're just going to draw a gentle or a light pencil line down one side. I'm then going to turn the tile and I'm going to draw another one down the other side, turning the tile again, a third pencil line, and then finally I'm going to join the fourth side to make a border. Now inside this border we're going to draw what's called a string, and to start off with I'm just drawing a pencil line from about halfway down on the left hand side to about halfway up on the right, and then I'm going straight down to the bottom, and again you'll notice mine is slightly curved. Please don't worry about it being straight, we don't use rulers in Zentangle. And then to finish off I'm just going to draw to the right. So on the side that actually looks like a Z, but we have 4 clear sections that we're going to draw in. If you would like to now switch to your black fine liner pen if you have one, if not your biro, and I'm going to choose one of the 2 larger sections within that string, and along this side I'm just drawing a hump, and then leaving a little gap between. I'm going to try and draw a hump that's about the same size, again leaving a small gap, and I'm going to continue till I get to the corner. Now I've managed to get 4 in, you might get more, you might get less, it depends upon the size of the area that you've chosen. I'm then going to turn the tile to the side and I'm going to draw some more humps, and again I'm trying to leave a similar distance between them, staying within that same section of the pencil line. I'm going to draw around all 4 sides. Once I've drawn that, I'm going to go back, and over that first line I'm going to draw another hump, and you'll notice that I'm keeping it as close to the same contour as the previously drawn hump. I'm going to do that all the way around. And for those of you that have drawn and you've got a larger space, you might get 2 or 3 extra humps in. So these ones here I could fit another line around the outside, but these ones here I think they're a little bit too close, so I'm just going to leave it for 2 for the time being. I'm then going to draw another hump, but this time I'm not going to the edge, so you'll see it's exactly the same contour as the previous line, but it's slightly up, and then following on from the tail end of that one I'm going to draw another one. And yes, you've probably guessed it, I'm going to continue turning my tile and going all the way around. And then when I get to this bottom bit here, there's not much I can do with it, so I'm just going to draw a line to join them together. So we've now got the first row on the inside of the humps. I'm then going to repeat that, and it will start to get smaller now. And you'll notice again I've tried to keep a similar distance between each internal row. And one of the reasons why I'm turning my tile is because part of the benefit of the Zentangle method is comfort and being in a mindful state. And by turning my tile means that I'm not having to overextend my wrist, my arm, my hand, keeping myself nice and comfortable. And I'm continuing to repeat this, adding more internal rows, if you like, until I can't fit any more in. And I think for me that's probably about the amount I want to do. And now comes the fun part. I'm going to colour the original humps in, and I'm going to colour them in full black. So if you're tangling along with me, you'll notice that I've switched to a thicker nib. That's purely because you don't want to see me colouring for 10 minutes. If I was doing this on my own, I would be slowing down a lot now. I would be focusing on my breathing and generally being in a relaxed state. So you can colour them in like this. You can, if you wanted to, you can just colour each half, if you like, and just leave a line, a gap in the centre, and that makes it look nice. It makes it look like it's got a little sparkle in it. You can decorate it with straight lines if you wanted to, and again I'm only showing you this so that you've got options. I can do diagonal lines to give me a crisscross grid. I could add circles in and then just colour around them. It's entirely up to you. This is your piece of art. You fill them in however you feel comfortable. So just for speed, I'm just going to fill the last few in. Now once we finish that, we're going to switch to our pencil, and I'm going to add some shading. And you'll notice that when I'm holding the pencil, I'm holding it on the side rather than holding it face down. And I'm just going to add some pencil in between the first line of humps that we drew. And I'm then going to use my earbud. Now, for those of you artists out there, if you do have a tortillon or a smudger or a blending tool, now is the time to use it. But for those that don't, I'm just gently teasing the pencil out, and you'll notice that it's just smudging in between the humps. And this will add a bit of depth and dimension. And this is great to do with children as well, to keep them calm and relaxed. Now I'm going back to the pencil, and I'm just going to gently draw a pencil line following that point down, and I'm going to do that for all the points. and this is where the magic happens. And now I'm going to go back to my earbud or my blending tool, and this time you'll notice I'm taking it a bit wider, and this is where it will become, well, it'll stop looking as flat. There you go. So that's how the first section looks. If you're doing this at home, you can always do this, spend more time on it. I'm now going to move to the next larger section, and we're going to do another tangle pattern, and I'm just drawing 2 parallel lines in any particular direction. I'm then turning my tile around, and I'm going to draw 2 more parallel lines, but on this occasion I'm going to stop when my pen meets that first line, and I'm going to imagine it coming out the other side, and I'm going to repeat that for the second one. I'm then turning my tile again, and this time I'm going to draw all the way up to there, and I'm going to repeat it, stopping whenever I reach a previously drawn set of 2 parallel lines, and I'm going to continue until I've got in as many sets of 2 lines as I like. I think that looks just about right. Now I could actually decorate inside these particular spaces that the gaps are left, but I'm not going to do that because I know we are conscious of time. So using my pencil, where the line underneath meets the line on top, I'm just going to draw a light pencil mark, and I'll show you again on here. And by doing this, it will add depth and dimension, and it will make it look like they're sitting on top of each other. So moving back to the, actually I'm going to show you the blending tool here. I'm moving the pencil just slightly up and down, and you'll notice that I'm not smudging it too far, but now it looks like one is sitting on top of the other. For now that one is finished. I will show you some examples at the end where I've actually decorated on the inside. We've got 2 sections left now, and I'm going to choose this one. And this tangle is very easy, very enjoyable, very calming. I'm just starting from a center point, and I'm just drawing a spiral, and I'll show you that again. So I'm just starting from a center point, going round like a C, and I'm just continuing, and you'll notice that I'm keeping my pen hand, where the hand I'm holding my pen, very still, and I'm just going around and around in a spiral shape. Now those of you that are left-handed might draw it the opposite direction, that's fine. I have the option of leaving it just like that, or the gaps that are in between I can actually just put a little bit of black pen. It's entirely up to you. If I wanted to add a little sparkle like I've done on these 2 humps here, I can start with the first row, and then when I get to the top just stop. And similarly, the way that we stopped and started here, I'm just going to start the other side. I'm going to go around to the top again, and I'm going to stop in exactly the same spot, start the other side, and then I'll go and follow it all the way around, and you'll notice that that now has what looks like a little sparkle at the top there. If you continue to draw the spirals and fill up the whole section, and again I'm going a lot quicker than I normally would, so please feel free to slow down and take your time. You can draw them as big or as small as you want. You can have them all the same size, you can have them all different sizes. It's entirely up to you. And when you reach a corner like I've done here, because I don't want to take it round any further, I've just drawn a tail in. So I'll show you down here how I've done that, and I'm just going to start to narrow it in. If you do have any questions, please feel free to contact me and I will be happy to answer any of them for you. So I'm going to speed up again so that I can finish this section. And then I'll show you the shading. Just another couple of little ones down here, and then I think I'm finished. Yep, that will do. So there's a couple of ways to shade this particular pattern. Going back to our pencil, the one that's got that little accent in, I'm just going to put a little smiley face at the bottom. There are other ones that look like they're sitting underneath, in which case I'm going to shade the edges of the one on top. And instead of just drawing with the pencil to add the shading at one point, I'm actually doing it the whole way around. I'm then switching to my blending tool and I'm just following exactly the same route that I took with my pencil. I'm not taking the smudging out too far. And then for the one with the smiley face, I'm going back to my earbud and I'm just going to shade it a little bit more. Oh, and I missed one. That should leave us with one section left, and this one is probably the simplest of all. I'm going to start in this corner here, and all I'm going to draw is a circle. And I'm going to continue to draw circles, different sizes, but all touching each other. And you'll notice there's a little gap in between them, and if you would like to, you can colour that in. You don't have to, it's entirely up to you. And this is another tangle pattern that, as you're drawing, focus on your breathing, slow down, and really concentrate on getting circles as opposed to ovals or flat circles. I'm just going to speed up here so I can finish this section for you. So you're going to continue until you've filled the whole section. And it's something that's very simple. So if you have children and they need to calm down, just give them a pen and a piece of paper and ask them to draw circles like this. Within a couple of minutes, hopefully they'll be nice and relaxed and focused on what they're doing. Okay, just a couple more small ones and then I think we're done. Finally, to add the shading to this, I like to put a little pencil mark in the larger ones, like a smiley face but on the side. And then using I'm actually going to use my blending tool on this, and I'm just gently smudging that pencil in the same shape, and that will make it look like a bubble, like a ball. Oh, missed one. The other alternative for shading on this one is just to draw a pencil line around that particular section, and then using my earbud just to shade it out, blend it out. We have one step left to go, and that is to put your chop or your signature on it. So if you would like to hold up your tile and put it at arm's length, turn it around until you find a direction that you like, and then choose a section and just put either your initials, or you could put a little heart or a flower, whatever you feel that shows you that it's your piece of artwork. So I've done some examples for you, and here's one I drew where I spent a lot more time, and you'll see the shading on the first tangle that we did makes it draws your eye in. Here's another one I've done where I've just decorated the insides of that, colouring them in full black. Here's another one where I've actually decorated the inside of the lines. And finally, here's one where I've decorated using other patterns inside each one of those lines. On the last tangle we did, I've coloured in the black parts and gaps between each of them. And then on the third tangle we did, I've done smiley faces on each of them. Well, thank you for joining me today, and if you do have any questions, please let me know, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.